Scott Dixon took Chip Ganassi Racing to Gatorade Victory Lane at Watkins Glen International. Sprint cars headlined at Thunder Mountain Speedway, and it was a West Coast smackdown at Champion Speedway in Owego. All that and more on this edition of The Race Report. Hi everyone and welcome to another edition of the Race Report. I'm Ron Hills. IndyCar returned to the ultra-fast surface at Watkins Glen International, and the world's greatest drivers were greeted by the world's greatest Little Leaguers.
He'll be starting 20th this afternoon. Race fans, how about a Watkins Glen International welcome for Graham Rahal. Graham drives the Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing car number 15 and hails from New Albany, Ohio.
For Scott Dixon, it was his fourth win at the Glen for target Chip Ganassi, but his first ever in a Chevy-powered Dallara. Next week on the Race Report, we'll continue our conversation with three generations of Team Zacharias, but we're happy to bring you this week's update. Saturday night at the Oswego Speedway in the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour race, Jimmy was all the way up to second until a lapped car ended his great run. He did, however, make it back to a strong 11th place finish. On Sunday at Chemung Speedrome, TJ Zacharias captured the Sunoco Modified Track Championship. In second was brother Jimmy. We'll head to Champion Speedway in Owego for U.S. Open highlights when the Race Report returns.
You're watching the Race Report on Fox 40.
"30 years of satisfied customers. That's the proud history of Brush and Pallet Auto in Candor. We have a large selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Here is this week's Car of the Week. We'll give you a $1,000 minimum trade-in, and we have financing options to fit your needs, including a first-time buyers program. Think you can't afford it? We think you can. Check us out at brush-pallet.com or visit us in person at 598 Owego Road in Candor, New York.
98.1 The Hawk, number one for 20 in a row.
This is Jason Aldean.
Hot new country.
This is Luke Brown.
And kiss tomorrow goodbye.
This is Charles, Dave,
and Hillary.
And we are
Lady Annabella.
And I don't know why you don't take me downtown anymore.
Binghamton's Hot New Country.
This is Carrie Underwood.
Every tear-soaked whiskey memory blown away.
Binghamton's Hot New Country. 98.1 The Hawk.
Unicorn Electronics in the Valley Plaza, Johnson City has the best pricing and selection of audio, video, and computer cables in the area. Don't spend a fortune on that HDMI cable for your new HD TV or Blu-ray player. Unicorn Electronics has quality cables in the lengths you need at a price you can afford. Expanding your network, Unicorn has the patch cables and accessories to make it happen. When you need to connect, think Unicorn Electronics in the Valley Plaza, Johnson City.
For 3 generations, we've been building world-class American performance.
Like the new Edelbrock Power Package Top-End Kit, based on Edelbrock's powerful RPM crate engines. Each kit includes aluminum heads and intake, cam and lifters, gaskets, and hardware to build your own 400-plus horsepower Chevy small block. For 3 generations, it's pure American performance from the leader. Call now for your free Edelbrock catalog.
Edelbrock makes them right here in the USA.
Welcome back to the Race Report. Riders from across the country converged on Champion Speedway in Owego for the annual U.S. Open, a 2-day event determined by the overall points won. Day 1 belonged to local rider Casey Donholt, who slammed down a perfect score.
Brock Nickel! Nickel and Donholt! Brock Nickel and Casey Donholt going at it! Nickel and Donholt! Brock Nickel might have him!
Donholt's perfect rides on Saturday weren't enough to hold off one of California's top riders.
And there's the takeoff. Buman from the inside trying to sweep the bottom lane, but on the outside the lead will go to young Luke Becker. Becker taking the top spot. Battle for second between Nickel and Casey Donholt, and Donholt will grab the second position away. They head down into turn number 3. Buman rides in 4th. Tommy Hedden back in the 5 spot as they work their way back across the line. White flag will wave this time as Becker takes it down through turn number 3 and off turn number 4. There's the white flag. Final lap here in a final number 1, and it looks like it is going to be Luke Becker who will pick up the win. So Becker, Nickel, Donholt, Buman, and Hedden. And we are ready to race. Last couple of riders ready to get into position. Buman already got the game face on with Tommy Hedden. Donholt will be the last one in the box. Here we go. Nope, no start. Somebody broke the tapes. So it's Donholt, Buman, Nickel, Becker, and Hedden from the penalty line. A-main number 2. And it's Nickel with the whole shot off the outside. Trying to truck around on the outside with the Miss Becker as they work into turn number 3. Donholt and Buman slide in 3rd and 4th. Buman going to the outside of Donholt. That'll be a race for 3rd as they work their way back around turn number 2. And down the backstretch once again. Nickel with the advantage. Buman, big miscue for Buman. He's going to fall all the way back into a battle for 4th with Hedden as they work off turn 2 for the final time. Checkers will come out off turn number 4. The win goes to Nickel, followed by Becker, Donholt. Then it's Hedden and Buman as they will come around for the checkered flag. Working their way off turn number 4. Nickel gets the win. Hedden is 2nd. Donholt is 3rd. Hedden is 4th. Buman is 5th. As the riders get ready to come in the box, and we get ready for the gate of this 3rd of the 4 main events of the evening. Donholt and Nickel will slot in, and we are ready for the 3rd leg of the A final. And there's the takeoff. Nickel with the whole shot on the inside, but off the outside it's Becker who will grab the advantage. Becker and Nickel into turn number 3. Buman rides in 3rd. Hedden is 4th. Donholt is 5th as they roar it back down through turn number 2 and down the backstretch. 2 complete when they come by this time. It is Becker charging down into the corner, followed by Nickel. Buman is third. Donald trying to get around, but cannot get by Tommy Hedden as they work their way off the corner to the white flag. Final lap. Oh, big sparks out of Becker's bike. Becker is broke. Becker's bike breaks in turn 2 of the final lap. It'll be Nickel followed by Buman, Hedden, and Donald, and Becker with the breakage. So let's do it one more time. Heading from gate 1, Nickel gate 2, Donald gate 3, Buman gate 4, Becker gate 5. This is the 4th and final leg of the 2016 U.S. Open A final. And there go the tapes, and it's Donald charging out to the advantage. Getting boxed down is Nickel. He's back in the 5 spot. Heading roaring to the inside of Becker in a race for second as they come around at the end of lap number 1. Donald has the lead. Hedden slides down to the inside of Becker to take over the number 2 spot. Buman rides back in 4th. Nickel back in the 5th spot as they come around for lap number 2. Donald trying to hang on. Here comes Tommy, and no, 2 riders down in the corner. Nickel is down, and so is one other rider, and we are going red. Nickel and Becker are down here in the corner. They're checking on Brock to see if he's okay. It's Hedden, Nickel, Donholt, Buman, and then Becker from the penalty line. We are ready for the restart. Here we go. Final leg of the 2016 U.S. Open. Donald will grab the advantage. Hedden and Buman battle it out for second and third as they work down through turns 3 and 4. Working the inside is Becker as he tries to close in on Nickel. Nickel powering around the outside. Coming off turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Hedden and Buman having a war for that 2 spot behind Donald with 2 laps left to go as they charge down into the corner. Buman pitching it down hard, trying to take the momentum away. And here comes Nickel on the outside. Nickel tries a power move coming off the corner as he tries to get the 3rd spot as the white flag waves for the final lap. They will come around off the final corner. It's going to be a tight one at the finish. The win will go to Donald, followed by Buman. Hedden beats Nickel for 3rd, and Becker finishes in 5th.
Sprint cars at Thunder Mountain Speedway when the race report continues.
30 years of satisfied customers. That's the proud history of Brush and Pallet Auto in Candor. We have a large selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Here is this week's Car of the Week. We'll give you a $1,000 minimum trade-in, and we have financing options to fit your needs, including a first-time buyers program. Think you can't afford it? We think you can. Check us out at brush-pallet.com or visit us in person at 598 Owego Road in Candor, New York.
For 3 generations, we've been building world-class American performance.
Like the new Edelbrock Power Package Top End Kit, based on Edelbrock's powerful RPM crate engines. Each kit includes aluminum heads and intake, cam and lifters, gaskets, and hardware to build your own 400-plus horsepower Chevy small block. For 3 generations, it's pure American performance from the leader. Call now for your free Edelbrock catalog.
Edelbrock makes them right here in the USA.
Welcome back to the Race Report. Saturday night at Skyline Raceway Park, Ben Bouchard ended a 5-year winless streak with his Open Sportsman win. Andrew Smith, Will Ward, Bob Mills, Charlie Towner, Brandon Nielsen, Grayson Albanese, and Bob Crandall all joined him in victory lane. At the Hill Speedway, Gary Lamphere, Doug Stack Jr., Burt Maynard, Brian Stone, and Cody Kirshner all picked up wins. Saturday at Thunder Mountain Speedway, sprint cars were the headliners, but first to modified action where Ryan Jordan put an end to his season-long bad luck. Leon Andrus calls the action.
Here they come. Green is out.
Grant Wilcox way down on the inside, Worthing up on the top side. Is Ryan Jordan going to bring him to the stripe here on lap number 1? Hang on a little loose there for the 131 of Barry White. Way up on the outside, Chad Cook already looking for some racing room. Down on the inside, here comes last week's winner, Brian Malcolm, and he bottled. Hang on, a little contact. Everyone has to back out of here, and Nick Nye got by. Barry White slides up the speedway, threading the needle. Jeremy Smith, 3 wide. Hang on as they work it through the turns. The big high-low switch from the high side hustler, Alan Barker. The Ryan Express, Ryan Jordan still showing the quick way. Elisa Cody a little slow here. She's going to be lap car here momentarily. 1 lap to go. Lap traffic there. Cole Price, where's he going to be? Brian Malcolm trying to retaliate on Creedon. That's going to cost him 3 spots. The win going to go to the R21.
Don Harvey was the Lightning Sprint winner. To CRSA action and the call by Mike Mallett.
In the start area off of turn number 4, we got it, and we are racing here with the Capital Region Sprint Series into turns 1 and 2. Let's see if we can get through clean and green. And 4 wide, they come off the number 2 turn, and we are good down the backstretch. Working his way through 3 and 4, first time leading the way. In car number 1, that is the one of Brian Crummell. And now we have got a gaggle of cars over there in turn number 3 and 4, and yellow lights are on. And here we go. Green lights come on. We're back to it. Into turns number 1 and 2. Crummell goes high. Herrick tried to slide up there with him. Couldn't get it done. Backstretch, they race into turn number 3, and it's going to be Brian Crummell once again taking the advantage. So Crummell leads them into turns number 1 and 2. Herrick back there with him in position number 2. Battle for third, Josh Panizik and Jay Cox. Jay Cox works low, but Panizik makes sure he can't get that done. Now Dana Wagner's up on the outside. Wagner working the high groove off of turn number 4, all over the backside of Jay Cox. Jay Cox tucks low, Wagner up the banking, Wagner to the cushion, and Wagner now is going to take over position number 4. So Dana Wagner on the charge here, and we've got a one doing a 360. That was the Walsh 66G, and we stay clean and green. So everything good here in this A main, and now Wagner jumps over the cushion, and here comes the 6H of J.R. Hilbert. Meanwhile, your leader off of 4 already in traffic here on lap number 4. So Brian Crummell leads us, Dalton Herrick second. Third right now is Panizik, Jay Cox fourth. Fifth, a battle between Dana Wagner and J.R. Hilbert. Hilbert to the inside as they work along the backstretch into turn number 3. Hilbert gets a little push to the nose that time, and Wagner opens up a couple of car lengths on him here on the home stretch. Crummell working it down off the turn. Wagner closing in, but not sure he's got enough time. Final trip into turn number 3. One more time to turn number 4. The win goes to Brian Crummell. Wagner finishes in second. Strada will be third. Jay Cox fourth, and fifth will go to J.R. Hilbert.
The headline division on Saturday were the Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints. Once again, Mike Mallett.
As they work their way into turns number 1 and 2, race fans from all of us here at the Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints, thank you so much for being here with us tonight at the Thunder Mountain Speedway. We appreciate it. The drivers appreciate it. At this time, can I have everybody get off your seat and get on your feet? As the field works off at turn number 4, race fans, they come to you with pride as they salute you by going 4 wide. These are the stars and cars of the 2016 Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprint Tour. We're coming to the trunk line looking for the green. We got it, and we are racing here with the Empire Super Sprint. Into turns number 1 and 2, Stitzel goes up to the top side, as does Mark Smith as they work down the back straightaway. Stitzel has the advantage. Here comes Barney through the middle. Barney looking for the race lead off in turn number 4. Not going to get it done, though, as Stitzel leads them. Smith to the high side. Mark Smith, he loves the rim ride, and he's going to do it. He is going to fly on by Jason Barney. And now Smith battling with Stitzel off at turn 4. New leader here on lap number 2. It's Mark Smith. So Smith to the lead, and he is working the high side mojo right now. As Smith powers his way into turn number 3. Stitzel looking to come back at him as he works down low off at turn 4. Nothing doing, no dice here on the front stretch. Little bit of smoke showing out of the side of the 4 of Stitzel as he bounces it up on the cushion. Barney from third. Miller right now fourth, and Joe Trenka rounds out the top 5. Good race for 6 now between Pete Richardson and Coleman Gulick. Gulick's up on the outside, and behind them, 3 wide battle, Dave Axon, Tim Axon, and Jared Horseman. Horseman dives to the inside of Dave Axon. Tim Axon, though, looks to roll underneath him off of corner number 2. He'll have the spot for the moment on the backstretch. Coming back at him, though, is Horseman on the high side. Horseman off the turn, and Horseman not enough that time as they came to the stripe. Meanwhile, your leader, the 55 of Mark Smith. Lap traffic a factor here on lap number 6 now. So Smith in the traffic. Meanwhile, underneath the 4 of Stitzel, it is the 87 of Jason Barney. And race fans, take a picture. Jason Barney's on the top side. It don't happen very often. And now we've got a car around in turn number 2, Jared Horseman, and we are under caution. Very interesting. We'll see how it works out for him as we get ready to go. Off of corner 4, everybody on the throttle, and it's going to work out just fine as Smith gets the whole shot into turns number 1 and 2. Trenka tries to take position number 2. He moves up. Him and Evans make contact into turn 3. Final time up at turn number 4. Your winner, Mark Smith. Second will be Barney. Trenka comes home third. Evans will say is 4th. Poirier 5th. Stitzel 6th. Miller 7th. 8th will be Barger. 9th, Richardson. And rounding out the top 10, the 99 of Tim Axton unofficially.
We'll bring you Sunday's action from Thunder Mountain Speedway on a future broadcast. Racing trivia at Brothers 2 Restaurant in Endwell returns Monday night, and you're invited to stay for Monday Night Football. We're giving you 2 bonus answers this week. They are Jaguar and Corvette. Next week on the Race Report, we continue our conversation with Team Zacharias. Tickets are available for the U.S. Vintage Grand Prix presented by Jaguar. Just head to theglen.com. Friday is the Downtown Festival in Watkins Glen with hundreds of cars on display, reenactments of the 1948 race course. At 9 a.m., Smalley's Garage on Franklin Street celebrates their 75th anniversary with a reenactment of the tech inspections as they took place in the 1940s and 50s. For more about Smalley's Garage, here's Bill Green.
The place to be in the days when they ran through town, and even after they ran through town till 1961. Florence and Lester founded the garage in 1940, I believe, and by 1948, of course, Cameron brought them the idea of the races through town. Well, the first year, of course, they did not tech the cars at Smalley's Garage because you only had 23 cars that actually raced. So they went around to the individual garages, and Florence was with Bill Milliken and the couple other the people that did the teching for that one race at each garage where the cars were, and they were teched. But 1949 was when they started at Smalley's Garage, and you'd come in either from 10th Street, or beg your pardon, 11th Street or 12th Street, because there's an alley out back, funneled into a tent, too wide, and that was the place to be because everybody had to go by you. That was a prerequisite before you went to the races. And that went on, as I say, until 1961. But each year there were more and more entries. You know, of course, the days that they ran through town ended by 52, but still, it was still there. That was the place to be. Even the first Formula Libre races, they were teched there. And it was not uncommon to see Joe Bonnier walk by the 1958, or Phil Hill, or Dan Gurney when their cars are being teched, or Bruce Kessler, who was a movie producer. But anyways, from then on until 61, SCCA races were all teched there. Then they moved it back on the hill forever, and the tent the first time. Then they built first half of what today is the maintenance center over here on the track. But Florence and Lester were 100% behind what went on in there, and it was always fun to watch Lester balance tires with a bare balancing thing there. He knew how to make it work. I never could understand it, but anyways, he'd do that. And he had Jim Henderson, which was my mother's uncle. They had a garage in Elmira, and he'd come and help tech cars and all that. And you had a whole string of volunteers that came every year. And there were several stages you went through as you got either from 11th Street or 12th Street coming in. You went through, they checked the coveralls, the helmets, the gloves, the shoes, and all that, and then they went on, and then eventually they raised up the hood and looked at that, and they took one, went and checked your brakes as far as the spin on them for wheel balance. And you'll see it if you go to the tech inspection reenactment, you'll see the girl who plays Flossie Smalley take a pencil, number 2 pencil, and go around the spokes. If you hear it go tink, 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 you're all right. If you hear a thud, it's a spoke's no good. You got to change it. That's how you check those. And eventually, they got through that line. They got a sticker, and they're ready to race. You got a card in an envelope when you registered, and they punched out everything you did. And Smalley's you punched out, and you got the OK sticker, and then you got your first punched out for your practice laps, and you're ready to really race then. But as I say, there was a lot of people would come there just to watch what was going on. And of course, when Florence passed on, they named what is the maintenance building, the Florence Smalley Tech Center, which Tommy's got the plaque sign in the main window out there. You want to go inside and look around because there's all kinds of memorabilia there with their credentials. Florence's credentials are in a special area. And of course, Lester was down at Sebring and raced a couple times. And they brought back Cameron, when Cameron bought the Ardent Alligator, Lester drove it up from Florida, and Florence followed him up. It was down there. And when Cameron never raced it, but he had the winner of the 49 race, which was the Ardent Alligator. So, but anyways, come down on Friday of this next week, and you'll see what tech inspecting was like in those days, and it was a wonderful time.
Saturday and Sunday, more than 400 cars will be in competition on the newly paved road course. For more information, go to theglen.com. For all of us here at the Race Report, thanks for watching. Until next week, I'm Ron Hills, and I'll see you at the races.
So your U.S. Open B final about to get the gate, and away they go. Richards missed the start. The missile nailed the start. He goes to the outside of Parsons. Parsons tries to charge back on the inside. They'll come around at the end of lap number 1, being led by the missile Adam Middle, followed by Parsons and Richards. Now coming up alongside Parsons in a battle for the 2 spot as Meldrum watches from 4th. It's now a 3-way battle for the lead with 2 laps to go. Parsons going upstairs, trying to make the move on the missile. As they head into turn number 3, they are bar to bar. And as they come off forward to the white flag, Middle just barely holds on. Parsons trying to get on the outside. Down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Parsons hard on the gas. Here they come to the line. Parsons gets the win. What a ride for Jeremy Parsons. Yeah, buddy. Getting congratulations from Richards and from Adam Middle. That was a good race right there, folks.